My first impressions on these two, Coffee and Cream from the brand of Fragrance World and Vulcan Baie from French Avenue. Plus, I'm going to share with you which fragrances I took with me on my beach vacation. Hey guys, I'm George, the nice smelly gentleman, and it's time for your daily dose of some fragrance content. It's also time for a slightly different surroundings. As you can see, currently me, my family and a few of our friends were on a short summer vacation to mark the end of summer. We're in a bungalow type of house. We're just like 100 meters away from the beach. Currently, I may include some additional footage of the surroundings here. We have some sort of a very basic wooden type of bungalows. Then we have some really nice small summer houses. There is a place for caravans and all that. And all this is situated basically very close to the beach and to the sea itself. Throughout this video you may hear some surrounding sounds, but unfortunately we're very close to a busy road. There are cars passing by and all that stuff, people walking around me, so excuse me for that, but I decided to do something a little bit different this time around, just to make a video while I'm actually on a vacation. First of all, I'm going to show you the few fragrances that I took with me on this a few days that we decided to take off. First of all, I'm going to show you the three fragrances that I took with me as my summer vacation scents this time around. Two of them are I decided to take as my daytime scents. I went with Cochel Luminous from the brand of Arabiat Prestige and Aromatics French Avenue Aromatics Platin Blanc. Now Cochel Luminous of course is a very nice interpretation or a clone of God of Fire, and this at the current time is my most favorite clone of God of Fire. It's fruity, has this sort of tropical vibes just like the original fragrance, but this feels a little bit less fresh, a little bit less gingery, and it's more on the sweeter side, and I've been really enjoying this one, digging this one a lot, because I really think that this offers really nice quality and great performance. It's a little bit more on the pricey side, although price wise it's pretty similar price to Vulcan Few for an example, but I prefer Cochel Luminous when it comes to a God of Fire clone. The other daytime scent, as I said, is Platin Blanc from French Avenue and Aromatics, and I've been really digging this one out, and this fragrance has seen quite a bit of usage throughout this past summer for me personally, and I decided to take it for a last summer spin with me in my summer end of summer vacation. Both of them offer really nice quality and good performance for the fresh scents that they have. As my nighttime scent throughout this trip, throughout this vacation, I went with Club de Nuit Precious from the brand of Armaf. Of course, this is heavily inspired by Creed Aventus Absolute. It's not an identical clone, but I've also been really digging this one out. And just as an sort of an example how good especially these two are, I went with this the first day that we were here, and a guy stopped me asking what I was wearing, and then the very same day, but at the night when we were going out for dinner, I was wearing Club de Nuit Precious, and again another guy stopped me. He was with his girlfriend, and they both stopped me to ask me what I'm wearing. So those two fragrances gave me compliments in the first day that I wore them. Cochel Luminous is sort of like a beach type of scent for me personally, and again I've been really digging this one. But enough about this. Now let's talk about my first impressions from the two fragrances that I took with me for testing in this week. First of all, I'm going to talk about this one, Coffee and Cream from the brand of Fragrance World. It's a relatively new release, and I got this one for free from the guys from Fragrance World, so I can do my testing and I can share my thoughts on this one. Keep in mind that I opened up this bottle a couple of days ago. I've given it a few wears, so this is not a full review, this is just a first impression video. This one is a very feminine scent that reminds me a lot of Amore Cafe from the brand of Mancera. It smells quite similar, although it's a little bit different. Opens up with a bit of an alcohol vibe. There's an amaretto note in this one. There's also the vanillic sweetness, the coffee notes that you'll find in this fragrance. There's also a bit of a lactonic note in this, something that usually I don't really like in fragrances, and I can't say that I really enjoyed that much the opening of this one, because the opening almost smells a little bit like burnt milk. But after a few minutes pass, this actually becomes a very nice sort of a creamy vanilla based scent with still some leftovers from that boozy opening, from the coffee note. I think it has an ice cream note listed in this one, but the dry down is pretty much a sort of a creamy vanillic dry down with a hint of something else gourmand in this. It's a very gourmand fragrance that smells a little bit to the feminine side, I would say. Although guys can pull this one off as long as they really like the note of vanilla, because basically this is the strongest note in this fragrance, the note of vanilla. One thing that you have to know about this fragrance, on the dry down, also the coffee note becomes a little bit bitter and adds a bit of masculinity in my opinion. One thing you should know about this fragrance is that so far from my testing, this has proven to be a very long lasting fragrance. Now it doesn't push out so much, it's not like super strong when it comes to projection, but total longevity on skin has been pretty strong. I can almost call it beastly, and that's really a brand new bottle. Probably with some maceration, with some sitting around, this will become really beastly. So if you enjoy vanillic based fragrances, if you like the note of coffee, if you like this gourmand type of scents, if you don't mind a lactonic note in your fragrance, this is definitely a very nice offering from the brand of Fragrance World. And now let's talk about the second fragrance featured in today's video, Vulcan Baie from French Avenue part, the newest sort of an addition to this Vulcan line. Now I'm going to be honest with you, this is a very feminine scent, but still I've been really curious to try it out and to test it out. Now this is supposedly a clone of a Pink Bois from Stephanie Humbert Lucas. I'll be totally honest with you, I've never tried the original fragrance, so I won't be able to compare it to the original one, but I can tell you that this smells quite unique. I've never smelled something like this. This is a very fruity fragrance that has the notes of blackcurrant, blackberry, peach, strawberry and raspberry. For me personally, the strongest note in the opening of this one is that raspberry note. Also it has a bit of a green touch to it, and there's the note of vodka, which mixed in with the raspberry creates a very interesting combination. To me this smells like this sort of a boozy type of candy, and it's quite an interesting opening. The more this dries down, the slightly sweeter it becomes. There are quite a lot of musks on the dry down of this one, but overall this is a very interesting composition. Again, this smells very feminine, keep that in mind, but that vodka note actually adds an interesting dimension, an interesting layer to the otherwise pretty simplistic fruity scent profile of this one. Overall, actually, I've been quite surprised by this fragrance and I've been enjoying it quite a lot. Again, I've been testing this one in the past couple of days, so I can't talk that much about when it comes to performance, but so far from my testing, actually the total longevity on skin has been pretty decent, well above average. Now this is a little bit softer when it comes to projection. Initially when you first spray this one, because of the vodka note, it can be a bit sharp and projects quite nicely, but pretty soon starts to sit closer to the skin, and I would say this is a fragrance more for personal enjoyment. Definitely it's more of a warm weather scent, and again this really leans quite a lot to the feminine side, but it's a very interesting scent overall, and I've been digging this one quite a lot. When it comes to both Coffee and Cream and Vulcan Baie, I'll keep testing both of them in the next couple of weeks, and at some point I'm going to do my full review on both of them. That's pretty much all I have for you for today's video, guys. I hope that you found this video interesting. I hope that this new surroundings and me doing this sort of a video on the go was an interesting watch for you. If it was, give it a like, and I also hope that you're going to join me in my next video for your dose of some fragrance content. And until then, stay safe and bye bye.